fires have already burned more acres than
just all igniting the tree lines, all the brush.
Burning tens of thousands of acres.
In the vast expanse of California, where agriculture is a cornerstone of the state's economy,
they've been farming since they arrived from Laos, beginning in around the 1980s or so.
Farmers grapple with an escalating problem that threatens to destroy the state's booming agriculture.
I'm pretty scared this year, actually, because we've never been in this kind of uncertainty before.
From the Napa Valley's vineyards to the vast orchards of the Central Valley,
Olga heading towards Concal Lake with a rapid rate of spread. Can you repeat the acreage?
wildfires have become a regular problem in the region.
Bad things are going to happen and we need to be prepared.
And now jeopardize the livelihoods of countless farmers.
Threatening the area's tens of millions of dollars worth of lemon and avocado crop.
But why are they suddenly common? How do everyday farmers deal with them? And what threat do they pose to the state? And by extension, the country? Join us as we dive into how California farmers deal with massive wildfires destroying their crops. In recent years, the surge in wildfires in California has reached an alarming level, marked by an increase in frequency and intensity and significantly impacting various sectors. These wildfires have become an almost everyday occurrence and have been a significant hindrance to the state's agriculture, as the sector in particular has been hit hard by this tragedy. Over the past decade, millions of acres of land have succumbed to these relentless blazes, causing extensive damage to ecosystems and human infrastructure.
Just all igniting the tree lines, all the brush. It really looked like a volcano.
In fact, based on OHIMA's data, the numbers show a serious situation. In recent years, California has experienced an unusually high number of wildfires. Just in 2020, there were over 8,000 wildfires in the area, burning more than 4.2 million acres. This is more than twice the amount burned in any previous year.
Massive, I'm afraid, the worst episode that I can remember in my history.
And that's not all, as 10 of the 20 largest wildfires since 1950 burned in 2020 and 2021.
The question is, what's going to be left when I do that? What am I losing? I know what I'm gaining.
Including the August Complex Fire, the state's first gigafire, that burned more than 1 million acres of land. These wildfires have translated into substantial economic losses, reaching about $3 billion a year to fight wildfires and causing billions in damages, including property loss, firefighting expenses, and the impact on agricultural productivity. The agricultural sector, which is a staple of California's economy, faces severe consequences as orchards, vineyards, and farmlands are not only ravaged by flames, but the lingering effects extend to the soil, affecting its fertility and long-term viability for cultivation. As such, the economic toll on farmers is immense, with crop losses, infrastructure damage, and supply chain disruptions causing ripple effects across the state.
With more than 9,000 fires burning 1.2 million acres.
Various factors contribute to the ignition and rapid spread of wildfires. For example, prolonged periods of drought, exacerbated by climate change, create dry conditions conducive to fire outbreaks. Also, high temperatures coupled with gusty winds provide an ideal environment for wildfires to escalate. Unfortunately, human activities also play a role, with power line malfunctions, equipment failures, and even unintentional human actions contributing to the ignition of fires. The impact on agricultural lands is multifaceted. As beyond immediate crop loss, the destruction of fertile topsoil can have long-lasting effects on the ability to cultivate crops in the future. This poses a significant threat to California's status as a key agricultural hub, potentially altering the landscape and productivity of the region.
We lost roughly 200 acres at probably 12 to 15,000 pounds an acre, so you figure that's somewhere around.
Addressing the increasing frequency and intensity of wildfires necessitates a comprehensive approach, incorporating improved land management practices, investment in firefighting resources, and measures to mitigate the impacts of climate change. Regardless, however, preserving the resilience of California's agriculture is not just essential for the state's economy, but is crucial for maintaining the nation's food security and the livelihoods of those dependent on the agricultural sector in the face of an escalating wildfire crisis. So, seeing how important it is to prevent these fires, the question is, how are they prevented? Stay tuned to find out. In the face of escalating wildfire threats, California farmers have been adopting a range of proactive measures to safeguard their lands and livelihoods. These strategies aim to mitigate the impact of wildfires and enhance the resilience of agricultural operations during fire seasons. One crucial approach involves creating fire breaks, strategically cleared areas devoid of vegetation that act as barriers to slow or stop the progression of wildfires. Farmers employ specialized equipment to clear vegetation to create this, creating a buffer zone that impedes the flames' advance. This innovative method is particularly effective in preventing the rapid spread of wildfires, as it provides a line of defense for agricultural lands. Irrigation also plays a pivotal role in farmers' wildfire preparedness efforts. This is because implementing advanced irrigation strategies helps maintain soil moisture levels, creating a less conducive environment for fires to ignite and spread.
With these types of fire breaks because the fire can still burn across them.
Today, drip irrigation and other precision techniques are employed to ensure that crops and surrounding vegetation remain adequately hydrated, reducing the risk of ignition and minimizing the potential impact of wildfires. Besides this, the selection of fire-resistant crop varieties is another key element in farmers' arsenal against wildfires. Choosing plants that exhibit resistance to ignition and are less likely to fuel the spread of fires is a proactive step in minimizing the vulnerability of agricultural lands. Today, multiple research and development efforts focus on identifying and promoting crop varieties that possess inherent fire-resistant traits, contributing to a more resilient agricultural landscape. Farmers also engage in community-wide efforts by participating in fire prevention and awareness programs. Collaborative initiatives with firefighting agencies and local communities help create a network of support, fostering a collective approach to wildfire preparedness.
That to save that crop, this water tender getting to work.
We work hard, not only for us, but for everyone.
Multiple training programs also help educate farmers on emergency response strategies and equip them with the knowledge to navigate evacuation plans and protect both human and livestock assets. Furthermore, investing in advanced weather monitoring and early warning systems allows farmers to stay ahead of potential fire threats. This is because real-time data on weather conditions, including wind patterns and humidity levels, enables timely decision-making, such as adjusting irrigation schedules or implementing additional protective measures. Overall, the multifaceted approach to wildfire preparedness adopted by California farmers reflects a commitment to sustainable agricultural practices and resilience in the face of an evolving climate.
Fire as seen from the sky, burning tens of thousands of acres.
By integrating fire breaks, irrigation strategies, crop selection, community collaboration, and advanced technology, farmers strive to safeguard their farms and contribute to the collective effort to mitigate the impact of wildfires on California's agricultural landscape. But what happens when all these measures fail? Are the farmers doomed, or are there systems in place to save them once more? Stay tuned to find out. When a wildfire looms on the horizon or is already raging nearby, California farmers must swiftly enact a series of immediate actions to protect their farms, livestock, and livelihoods. These emergency measures are crucial for minimizing the potential devastation wrought by the advancing flames. One primary concern during wildfire emergencies is the safety of livestock. Because of this, farmers implement thorough evacuation plans, moving animals to designated safe zones away from the path of the fire. This process involves coordinating the transport of livestock to predetermined locations or areas with reduced fire risk.
They highlight how they're picking up on new knowledge to take back home for their wildfires.
This, coupled with timely evacuation, not only safeguards the well-being of the animals, but also allows farmers to focus on other critical aspects of emergency response. To prevent massive fires, deploying water tanks and sprinkler systems is a key defensive measure. To do this, farmers strategically position water tanks and employ sprinklers to create a protective barrier, wetting the surrounding vegetation and structures. This preemptive action aims to reduce the combustibility of the landscape, slow down the progress of the fire, and provide additional time for evacuation efforts. However, in extreme situations, collaboration with local fire departments and emergency services is among the most important factors. For this to work, farmers continuously maintain open lines of communication with these agencies, sharing critical information about the farm layout, available resources, and potential hazards. This collaboration facilitates a coordinated response, enabling firefighters to understand the terrain better and implement effective strategies for containing the fire. In some cases, farmers may also employ fire breaks on an emergency basis. These hastily created clearings act as immediate barriers to impede the fire's advance. While not as comprehensive as planned fire breaks, they serve as a rapid response measure to create a buffer zone between the advancing flames and valuable agricultural assets. To add to this, farmers may also utilize specialized firefighting equipment such as tractor-mounted water tanks and fire-resistant coverings for equipment and structures. These tools aid tremendously in on-the-spot firefighting efforts, allowing farmers to respond swiftly to flare-ups and protect critical infrastructure. Additionally, staying informed through advanced weather monitoring and early warning systems is crucial. This real-time data on changing weather conditions helps farmers make informed decisions about emergency response strategies, evacuation timelines, and resource allocation. Today, the ability to adapt and respond quickly during wildfire emergencies showcases the resilience and resourcefulness of California farmers. Their quick actions, including evacuating livestock, setting up water systems, and working closely with emergency services, are crucial in reducing the impact of wildfires on the agricultural landscape. This helps ensure the safety of both people and animals. But then what happens? How do the farmers cope after a raging fire has threatened all they own and have worked for? Stay tuned to find out.
They say that it's not just the immediate fire threat, but the smoke and the ash.
The aftermath of wildfires in California paints a stark picture of a landscape scarred and communities grappling with the profound repercussions that extend far beyond the immediate firefighting efforts. For farmers, this post-fire phase unfolds as a complex journey of recovery, involving soil rehabilitation, reseeding initiatives, infrastructure rebuilding, and the arduous task of coping with both profound financial and emotional impacts. Perhaps one of the most underestimated parts of a fire's aftermath is the soil rehabilitation that emerges as the foundational step in the aftermath of wildfires. The intense heat alters soil composition, disrupting its fertility and water retention capacity, making it bad for agriculture. In response, farmers embark on a comprehensive process of soil testing, meticulously assessing nutrient levels and structure. After these tests, targeted efforts follow, with the application of organic matter, such as compost, and the implementation of erosion control measures becoming common strategies to heal and rejuvenate the land. Besides this, reseeding initiatives become a beacon of hope to breathe life back into the charred landscapes. For this step, farmers, armed with resilient, carefully selected fire-resistant crop varieties, engage in meticulous reseeding efforts. This deliberate process not only prevents soil erosion, but also serves as a catalyst for revitalizing the ecosystem and gradually reclaiming agricultural land for productive use. Moving from environmental solutions, infrastructure rebuilding stands as a formidable task in the aftermath of wildfires. This is due to the fact that agricultural infrastructure like barns, equipment sheds, and irrigation systems bear the scars of destruction. The rebuilding process demands substantial financial investment and time,
taking a toll on cattle operations that are losing their pastures and in some cases losing animals.
And as such, farmers facing this monumental challenge often collaborate with insurance providers, access government assistance programs, or turn to the support of community initiatives to fund the reconstruction of vital agricultural infrastructure. The worst part about the damages caused by wildfires is the fact that the financial impact on farmers is substantial and multifaceted. Crop and livestock losses, coupled with the expenses incurred during emergency response and recovery, contribute to economic strain. In this trying period, government agencies offering assistance and low-interest loans, such as the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, have become critical lifelines.
National body, similar to the Federal Emergency Management Agency.
Simultaneously, community initiatives, including fundraisers and support from agricultural organizations, play a pivotal role in helping farmers piece together the resources needed to rebuild their operations.
Provincial Field Liaison Officer for the Mexican contingent.
Emotionally, the aftermath of wildfires casts a long and shadowy specter over the hearts and minds of farmers, extending its impact far beyond the visible and quantifiable losses. The emotional devastation wrought by the destruction of crops, the loss of livestock, and the annihilation of years of painstaking effort invested in cultivating the land is profound and often indescribable. These are not just agricultural outputs. They represent the sweat, toil, and dreams of individuals who have dedicated their lives to the noble pursuit of feeding their communities and beyond.
Have only increased this year. The regions have...
The profound sense of loss is further exacerbated by the visible uncertainty surrounding the future of their farming operations. This is because the very foundation upon which their livelihoods are built crumbles, leaving farmers grappling with layers of stress and anxiety that extend to the very core of their identity.
Carried out on a wider scale yet.
Questions about how to rebuild, whether to replant, and the feasibility of restoring their farms to their former productivity linger like heavy clouds on the horizon of their aspirations.
Further down the road, I meet up with a Greenpeace team.
In recognition of this emotional upheaval, a vital network of support emerges as a beacon of hope in the charred aftermath. These support networks go beyond the practicalities of rebuilding structures and replanting fields.
This is a principle based around the negative impacts disturbance can have on the soil.
They recognize the need to address the emotional well-being of farmers navigating the turbulent aftermath of wildfires. Today, mental health resources have become indispensable as they provide a lifeline for those struggling to cope with the trauma of witnessing the destruction of their life's work.
Technically, there is a national organization that coordinates.
Government and community initiatives collaborate to provide a safety net for farmers during these challenging times. Federal and state agencies also join forces to offer not just financial assistance, but also technical support and resources for the intricate process of rebuilding.
Make them real.
Advocates say with another wildfire season upon them,
This, coupled with community-driven initiatives marked by volunteer efforts and support groups, weaves a fabric of collective resilience, becoming pillars of strength for farmers as they navigate the complex aftermath of wildfires.
And many times those fires spread faster, making them more difficult to put out.
They recognize the need to address the emotional well-being of farmers navigating the turbulent aftermath of wildfires. Today, mental health resources have become indispensable, as they provide a lifeline for those struggling to cope with the trauma of witnessing the destruction of their life's work. Government and community initiatives collaborate to provide a safety net for farmers during these challenging times.
We're giving billions and billions of dollars for forest fires in California. There's no reason for those fires to be like they are.
In the end, the aftermath of wildfires demands a comprehensive and compassionate approach to recovery for California farmers. From the crucial stages of soil rehabilitation and reseeding to the monumental task of infrastructure rebuilding and the nuanced addressing of financial and emotional impacts, the collaboration between government programs and community initiatives becomes the cornerstone of the whole process. This collaborative effort is not just about rebuilding farms. It's about rebuilding lives and sustaining the vital contributions of farmers to the state's agricultural landscape. So what really is the future of the region, and how will farmers adapt to this unprecedented urban disaster? Stay tuned to find out. Today, California farmers are at the forefront of a transformative journey, where the pressing threat of wildfires has spurred the active adoption of long-term strategies and cutting-edge innovations. Technology emerges as a steadfast ally in this landscape as they battle against the elements. Among these innovations are sensor networks, which are strategically embedded across agricultural lands. This technology is now an invaluable asset as it constantly monitors environmental conditions and furnishes real-time data, empowering farmers not only to anticipate potential fire risks, but also to formulate immediate responses, ushering in a new era of proactive wildfire management. Besides this, the aerial domain has become a vital frontier for farmers, as drones and satellite imaging have elevated the perspective of land management. Offering a sweeping overview of agricultural domains, they serve as vigilant guardians, facilitating early detection of vegetation stress and enabling precise, targeted interventions. This technology equips farmers with unprecedented control over their lands, transforming how they navigate the intricate dance between nature's forces and agricultural sustenance. Precision agriculture also emerges as a cornerstone in this transformative paradigm as it goes beyond mere efficiency, becoming a strategic orchestrator of resources.
By monitoring the air quality and giving
For example, drip irrigation systems, intricately designed to enhance water efficiency, have become commonplace, standing as a testament to this technological and agricultural evolution.
A handheld hose can be added to the system.
By meticulously maintaining optimal soil moisture levels, these systems foster healthier crops and contribute to crafting a landscape less susceptible to the ominous dance of wildfires. Data analytics, the silent architect behind decisions, is also increasingly shaping the agricultural narrative. From crop selection to planting schedules and irrigation practices, every decision is now a calculated move aimed at minimizing fire risks and ensuring the delicate balance of nature is sustained. In this evolving landscape, vegetation management practices are undergoing a profound metamorphosis. The notion of creating natural fire breaks has transcended theoretical discussions to become a pragmatic reality.
At probably 12 to 15,000 pounds an acre.
Today, strategic fuel breaks and controlled burns emerge as tools of intervention, meticulously employed to curtail the accumulation of combustible vegetation, thereby confining the potential fury of wildfires.
It could have all been much worse.
However, that's not all, as livestock are now co-conspirators in vegetation management. This is because, through rotational grazing, farmers curtail overgrowth and, as such, create an efficient and effective preventive measure against the rapid expansion of fires. Beyond their soil health benefits, crop rotation practices also disrupt the continuity of potential fire fuel sources, presenting a mosaic of fields resilient to the whims of wildfire. On the field, the canvas of crop selection paints a picture of resilience as research and development delve into the genetic codes of plants, identifying and championing fire-resistant varieties.
Old light of day, much of it is now gone.
Yet this transformation is not a solitary endeavor. It is woven into the fabric of community collaboration as farmers actively participate in community-based fire prevention programs. These programs, marked by training sessions, emergency response planning, and awareness campaigns, epitomize the collective spirit in the face of adversity.
In a fire, when I'm sure hydration is an issue, this is...
On the federal and state levels, government support and policy initiatives provide the scaffolding for this grand transformation. This is because financial support, tax incentives, and grants act as catalysts, propelling farmers towards sustainable practices that fortify their resilience against the ever-looming threat of wildfires. These grants also find their way into the labs, as research and innovation now stand as beacons guiding the way forward as they explore climate-resilient crops and pioneer technological advancements, such as fire-resistant materials and innovative firefighting tools.
The lab is testing flame retardants made of silicon dioxide.
The collective effort of California farmers is a symphony of technology, sustainable practices, and collaborative approaches. It is a testament to their unwavering commitment, a commitment not just to the fields they cultivate, but to the broader canvas of California's agricultural landscape. These ongoing initiatives, born out of necessity, are not mere adaptations. They are the architects of a more resilient and fire-resistant future for agriculture in the state. They signify a harmonious dance with nature, where innovation meets tradition, steering towards a sustainable future amidst the challenges presented by wildfires. And as the state looks to the future, they hope to be able to look back and count these wildfires as simply the flames of the past that brought sufficient change to the agricultural sector.